Hello, this is Mr. Droegemeier. Welcome to our 5.6 lesson podcast. Today we're talking about reflections. And make sure as you're watching this video that you're taking notes about reflections and about how to create the reflections that we're going to do in Geogebra. So let's talk about what a reflection is. We're talking about geometry, and in geometry a reflection is what we call a transformation. And in a reflection, the figure is reflected across a line, and that line is called the line of reflection. So a reflection, you can think of it as a mirror image. If you look in the mirror, you see yourself. Well, in a reflection, we take an object and we reflect it across a line, and it creates a mirror image of that original figure. So to do that today, we're going to use Geogebra, and we've used this program in class before, and you're going to create your own reflections, and you're going to record the coordinates for these reflections as you do this in class tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through creating a reflection. In class you're going to create a triangle and a rectangle, and you're going to reflect each of them across the X and Y axis. In our example here today, I'm going to show you how to create a triangle and then how to reflect it. So I'm in Geogebra now, and you'll want to make sure you're logged in. You see I'm logged in here using my Google account. And that will allow me to share files, and after you create your reflections, you're going to share those files with me through Google Drive. So to create the triangle, I'm going to start by coming up here to this triangle icon, and I'm going to click the little down triangle and select polygon. And now I just need to select the points that I want for the vertices of my triangle. So I'm going to put one here at -4, 3, and we'll do one at -2, 0, and my last point I will do at -1, 2. To complete the triangle, I need to go back to the first point and click it again, and now you'll see I have a triangle called Poly 1 that's been created. So now that I've got my triangle created, it's selected, then I need to come up here and I'm going to do my reflection. So I'm going to use this icon here on the toolbar, click the triangle, and select Reflect Object About Line. So after I click that, then I'm going to go to the line that I want to reflect it across, and I'm going to start by reflecting it across the y-axis. I click, and it has reflected that triangle across the y-axis. So now I have my mirror image. Once I've done that, then I'm going to come back and click my pointer tool, and I'm going to click back on to Poly 1, my first triangle. You notice now I have a second triangle called Poly 1 prime. That's that reflected triangle. And I now have new points, coordinates for A prime, B prime, and C prime. So once I've selected my original triangle, I'm going to go back up to that icon and select Reflect Object About a Line. Click that again, and this time I'm going to select the x-axis. And for some reason it does not want me to reflect that one. So let's try it again. There we go. So now I have reflected my triangle across the y-axis and across the x-axis. And you'll see I now have a third triangle called Poly 1 prime sub 1. And I now have new points, A prime sub 1, B prime sub 1, and C prime sub 1. So when you're doing this in class, you'll create the reflections, you'll record your points for each triangle, and then once you've created that, you're going to come up to File so that you can share this file with me. You're going to go to File, Save As. You're going to name it with your last name, dash, triangle, reflection, and you're going to save it to Google Drive. Once you've done that, then you would go on and you would create your second file with using a rectangle. Creating a rectangle is just like creating a triangle. You just make a fourth point and then go back to your original point, like we did with the triangle. But I'm going to show you, just make sure you know what you're doing with Google Drive. So I'm going to go over to Google Drive, and you'll see here's my triangle reflection that I just saved. So I found that file. I'm going to click the checkbox, come up here to the folder that says Move To. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to find my Math 7 folder. So here's mine. Yours would have your last name and dash Math 7. Mine has Droegemeier dash Math 7. I'm going to click there, click Move, and now if I go to that folder, I have that file, and since you've shared that folder with me, I'll be able to access your file, and that's how I'll see what you've done. Well, that concludes our podcast for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you took good notes, and I will see you in class tomorrow, and we'll be working on making your own reflections. Thanks, and have a good night.